Hey guys, Jordan here. Welcome back to building the ultimate budget sim racing rig. We've covered cockpits, wheels, motors, pedals, displays, how to power it. Now it's time to bring it all together. In this episode, we're going to assemble the full sim rig, power it up, and I'll give you my very first impressions once everything's in place. Now, Black Friday's here and MSI are dropping their biggest monitor deals ever, including their QOLED lineup with discounts of up to 45% off. Models like the MPG 272 URX QD OLED and the MPG 321 URXW QD OLED are hitting their best prices yet. MSI are also running two other promotions in Pebble Your Final Quest, where you get up to 70% in Steam credit when you buy selected components, and shout out for MSI when you can get up to £35 Steam credit for leaving a review on eligible products that you currently own. Please check out the links down below, and a big thank you to MSI for sponsoring the series. So this is where the project's really going to start to feel real, seeing all the parts come together. Before mounting the pedals, we're going to need to switch them into cockpit mode, as the Initium ones come with the desk/sofa use by default. There's a small metal plate on the bottom that you need to remove. The Allen key is included for it. Once that's off, simply rotate the plastic piece underneath 180 degrees, which changes the pedal travel and angle to suit a better cockpit position. Desk setups sit higher and more upright, whereas the cockpits are flatter, and this adjustment just makes things line up properly. While these pedals are flipped over, you can actually see where the optional upgrade kits connect in. It's a really neat setup as everything's pre-routed and cable managed internally, so when you add the extra clutch, throttle or brake upgrade kits, it just easily plugs straight in. After that, we'll also need to move the brake pedal back slightly. I've also fitted the stronger spring for a bit more resistance. There's also a small sliding section on the throttle to change where it stops. Cockpit mode doesn't need that much travel as desk mode, so this gives you that tighter, more realistic feeling under your foot. Mounting the Asetek Initium wheelbase and pedals is also very straightforward. Both mounts on the Nitro Concepts E-Race have got a lot of options, especially the pedals, which are almost like a cheese plate, which makes it compatible with a ton of different models. So a quick word of warning if you're planning to use the Nitro Concepts E-Racer with the Asetek Initium pedals. The Nitro Concepts E-Racer does come with 6 M6 screws, but they're not long enough to go through the Initium pedals, and nor do they have the nut that's required for the other side. So at 7 o'clock I scrambled to my local B&Q to get some additional M6 thread screws. I used 30mm ones here. I also added some washers too, just to protect the coating that's on the pedal base. Now, I didn't worry too much about cable management at this point because I do have a couple of add-ons that you'll see in episode 5. But with the MSI PC all connected to the monitor, the full system finally takes shape. I also downloaded all the relevant drivers, but of course if you're using your own PC at home, you won't need to do this step, but I needed to, being it was a new system. I also downloaded the Asetek Race Hub and got everything updated with the latest firmware. I also calibrated the pedals as they come by standard in desk mode, and we just needed to recalibrate them for adjustment in cockpit mode. It is really nice to have this all finally put together, especially as I simply can't build it and then use it like you guys at home. Now let's jump into Assetto Corsa and I'll give you some initial thoughts. We are now in maiden voyage. Now I don't actually have any sound yet either, which is another thing that we'll be covering in the next episode, but let's get a little bit of a run on our maiden voyage. Literally just set everything up to get a rough go out of the pits, and here we go. Oh, back and going round. Oh, let's keep it. Not pushing the brake hard enough. I'm not used to obviously pressing that brake down really hard, so that's something I need to get used to. Feels like the cockpit's going to kind of like give out, but it won't. Definitely need some sound. That's like something I mentioned we will cover next episode. It's really difficult to kind of tell what you're doing without the sound, because you obviously rely on the RPM and things of the engine to kind of gauge gears and all that kind of thing, so something we definitely need to add. But first impressions, really good. Losing it in there, back end. I also need to adjust the fan tuning on the PC fans. That's another little point that's very loud at the moment, and it's obviously the power is coming from the graphics card, not the CPU, so we do need to adjust that, but that's little things that we can tweak as we go along. This is great so far. I'm just going to do a bit of a cruising lap now, just to have a little bit more of a talk. I think there's going to be a little bit of tweaking in terms of just little things like the positioning of the wheel. I want it a little bit further forward. I am limited by where the pedals are though, because of the lankiness of my legs. I have got those set all the way forward as far as they will go. So that is something that I'll have to try and work out. Maybe I might need to use the upright bars that come with the cockpit instead of the ones that are at an angle. But we've got some use out of this finally. Like I said, when you're filming this, it takes so much longer than just being able to build it like you would at home, and it's really nice to actually just use it for once as well. I will be doing a bit more of a review in episode 6 as well of the kit as a whole, so stay tuned for that. We'll hopefully be able to feature some of the upgrades then as well. Another little teaser as well, I'm going to be doing some weekly live streams after this series wraps up, so you guys can come and join me. We'll do a bit of like sim racing, we'll do some Euro truck, some more like chill out streams and stuff. We can obviously give you some more feedback about the Initium kit as well further down the line. So far it feels really good, really responsive. I think that's going to do it for this one. I'm going to try not to get distracted and continue using this for the day, obviously get this episode out for you guys. But yeah, back to previous Jordan to wrap up the episode. So that's the full rig assembled and my very first impressions of getting everything up and running. Next time in episode 5 we're going to be covering optional accessories like shifters, handbrakes and other immersive upgrades to take this setup even further. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Also a big thank you to everyone that's recently subscribed following the previous episodes. We've had a big influx over the last few days, which has been really crazy. I do appreciate every one of you that have joined in. Hopefully you'll like some of my other tech content as well. We've got so much other stuff on the channel for you to check out. There's well over 1,000 videos on there. And of course we've got lots to come as well. I'll also leave links for everything I've covered in this episode as well as the previous ones. And thank you, of course, to Asetek for the Initium bundle, Nigel Concepts for the cockpit, and MSI for sponsoring the series. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.